Wednesday's Roundup, proudly sponsored by Muller & Sons Excavating, Julie Karen State Farm, and Napa Auto and Truck Parts. The midweek show promises lots of laughs and entertainment, so tune in for some good vibes and a break from the daily grind.
Move 'em on.
It's time for the Roundup.
Rawhide. Cut 'em out. Ride 'em in. Cut 'em out. Ride 'em in rawhide.
Well, we rounded up today. Again, we couldn't round up Hank. So I had to go to the bench and bring on Brandon Ewing. How are you, Brandon?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Not too bad.
Yeah.
The all-star right fielder is here today.
Backup
right fielder. Yeah.
So-
Henry's the starting right fielder.
Are you sure?
Well,
Where is he?
Well, I don't know. I think he deserved a couple of days off. So
I don't know.
we let him this time.
okay.
So, yeah.
So funny though, as I'm getting ready to leave this morning, because I have to go on the road as soon as this is done, my daughter Violet was like, "Hey, Daddy, where are you going?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to go on the radio with Phil, Uncle Phil." And she goes, "Well, can I come?" And I said, "Well, maybe someday, honey. You know, it's."
Oh yeah, that'd be a good interview. I
Tell you what, she's going to be a social butterfly. She gets that from her mom.
Yes,
it was nice to hear Fuzz yesterday.
He did a great job.
Did an amazing job.
Yeah, good substitute teacher for us.
Yeah.
You know,
well, I tell you what, when I start thinking about Fuzz, it's so for years. I don't know if he started it, but Sunrise Basketball up at the high school, and man, it was I think 6:15, 6:30ish. They'd do shoot-arounds to pick teams, and we would play for about an hour right before school started. And you want to talk about getting an education before getting an education. So yeah, I used to go up there and play with all those guys like Fuzz, Tom Shields, Tom Williams, Ralph Hemling, Steve Kolstad. And those guys played every morning. And
good exercise. And Fuzz is a wrestling guy too.
I know.
You know?
I'd always pick on him, But I'm telling you, I'd see missing teeth, black eyes, concussions. Those guys did not take it easy on each other, on us young guys. And there was a stretch where I think Andrea really didn't want me to go play.
Didn't want a little boy to get hurt.
No, well, I don't know. I needed a little beaten up, but and taking the ball inside was always a little bit concerning.
Yes.
So
yep, I remember that because we had a adult league, so to speak, at Ithaca for a little while, and you better check your insurance policy before you
Absolutely.
go.
Anna, it's funny that you say that because Anna's always like I'm still playing a little bit, and she's like, "You sure you're going to do this? And don't you get hurt."
So easier
true.
said than done, right?
Did you have a good Labor Day?
Oh, we did. Yeah.
What'd you do?
Oh, well, June had me cleaning out the garage.
Yeah.
And
so stuff around the house.
And I didn't put it around the house. I put it back in the garage.
Did you grill out?
No, didn't do that. No, I didn't. It's when you get to be kind of an empty nester, which we are now. To get the grill out, get the charcoal just for two, it's not really worth it.
You know. Did you see the hot dog contest on Monday?
No, I didn't. Did you?
So Joey Chestnut set the world record with 83 hot dogs, beating Kobayashi.
Oh.
Didn't see that?
Well, he got kicked out of the July 4th
So
one,
they did like a 1v1 on Labor Day. And
I
it was
see.
Awesome. 83 hot dogs. Can you imagine?
I can't.
No, neither can I.
One or two would do me in.
So they had that hot dog eating contest here about maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And that was when I was coaching basketball at the Fireworks Fest. And I just remember hearing over the loudspeaker, "Brandon Ewing, you're needed up here." So I came up. And I took part in the Richland Center hot dog eating.
And how'd you do?
I was not going to lose.
Oh, really?
No. I think so. I promised myself I was going to eat one more than the person that was closest to me. So I was watching down the line and I see somebody was at 9. So I'm like, I got to eat 10. So I won it with 10.
Wow.
Okay.
That's buns and all?
Buns and all. And honestly, I don't know if I could have done another hot dog. So it made me sick to my stomach.
Did you dip them in water?
I tried it and I was like, I'm only going to eat 10.
That's kind of gross.
It's gross. And then I heard you on the radio with Church League softball.
Oh, yeah. The big knockdown drag-out championship night.
Did you do both games, though?
We did.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, we did.
Good.
So
I was so bummed. We were so close. I played on St. Mary's.
Yeah. You almost made the radio.
Almost. And
almost.
I was telling Grant Worthington and others, it's like, that was my Super Bowl. You know, I wanted to be on the radio with you.
Yeah, you just maybe
third
next
inning.
Year.
Was that what it was?
Yeah, well, yeah, a guest star. Yeah, you'd always come on in home talent games in the third inning. That was your chance to play.
Yeah, it wasn't my chance to play or pick on all my teammates. One of the two.
I had quite an embarrassment. I embarrass myself quite often, but I'm driving the grandkids yesterday. Supposed to be in a Zoom meeting.
Yeah.
You know.
How'd that go?
Well, not real well because they schedule these at really great times. As you know, and so it's mandatory. So I get it on the phone before I start driving. So I'm be hands free. And as I'm driving, the phone falls over on the passenger side, okay? So I can still hear it. It's no problem. I can still hear it. I'm driving around. All of a sudden I hear, Phil Nee, do you have a question? I'm like, what? I can't reach it because I'm driving.
Yeah.
Then somebody else, Phil, do you have a question? Because when it fell, it hit the hands up. The hands up.
Been there.
And I'm like, just let it go.
There's a stretch, though, because I'm on a lot of Zoom meetings, a lot of Teams meetings, and I kind of position my arms around the steering wheel with my phone in my hands.
Ooh.
Not safe.
Wait a minute, that's not safe.
And if anybody sees me doing that, honk.
Don't try that at home, kids.
Shame me. But you just got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, you do. That's true.
So, Football Fridays.
Football Friday. The Packers, it looks like it's going to go. And
Yeah.
It's been rumored all week that they may or they may not play because of the wildfires.
Yep. And other things.
Other things going on. Can you imagine if you're a fan and you've got tickets and you're going and you've got hotel reservations and all of a sudden they say, whoops, nope, it's moved to Philadelphia.
So, did you hear the mandates that the NFL was telling the players they can't leave their hotel rooms? Tell your families not to come. Like, what does that say?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean,
yeah.
You got to expand the brand. I can understand that, but
I suppose, right? Yeah. I just football to me is supposed to be at noon on Sunday.
Agree.
That's my thing.
Well, and so the Badgers, and then to be honest, I forgot the Packers played on Friday. I thought it was a Thursday night game. So when I got on line earlier this week and was looking at it, I'm like, oh shoot. Because we're at Riverdale and with Riverdale and Potosi Castville on
You're
Friday
refereeing
night.
that night.
So it's I don't know.
And you got to have Peacock to watch it.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, you do? Okay.
And I will watch it when I get home.
Sure.
But it's just I don't know. Shouldn't it be sacred? Shouldn't Friday nights be sacred for high school football?
Well, I've said this for years for the Badgers too. If we were in Texas, it would not happen. Because
Absolutely.
high school football is number one.
Agree. And you know what? That's the thing. It should be Friday night high school, Saturday.
Badgers.
Yeah, the Badgers.
Badgers at 11.
And then NFL.
Packers at noon.
Oh, you got it.
I'm old school, Brandon, but what do you do? Here, speaking of football, here's a dilemma. I thought I better ask you because I need some advice.
Okay.
I'm going to you. So WRCO has the Fantasy Football League again this year. So my starting quarterbacks, Dak Prescott, Jordan Love.
Okay.
Who should I start?
You got to go Jordan.
You think so?
You have to.
But Dak's supposed to get more points.
So here's the thing. Dak, it's going to take him a couple of weeks with CD coming back a little late.
All right.
That offense is not going to be clicking early.
All right.
Okay. Wait a couple of weeks. Jordan's going to be fine. He's got all those weapons.
Jordan Love.
Jordan Love.
Now, if I get my tail handed to me this week, I'm coming back to you.
You know my number. Okay.
Yes.
You need to. How do we bring back double headers on WRCO?
Double headers?
Yeah, the high school double headers.
Friday night football double headers? Yeah. I'm a fan of those.
I loved it.
Yeah.
I remember that when I was young.
We stopped doing it partly because, there were sponsors that would complain that, how come, that game is so late? And then we'd have fans that'd be like, well, how come our game is delayed?
Well, if you want, I can do a game mic'd up.
Mic'd up while you're refereeing? Okay.
How would that go?
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, ref, what are you seeing out there? Yeah. When you're reffing, do you ever hear, do you have that imaginary wall there?
Okay, so
what's the biggest dig somebody's ever?
Oh my gosh, I can't say it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's been some pretty rotten stuff said to officials. But, I remember people would always ask, well, do you hear the crowd when you're coaching?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't hear a thing. Like, I am
right.
zoned in. Same thing with officiating. For the most part, football's different because there's times in between the play. But with basketball, it's like bang, bang, bang. You don't really hear. You're always thinking, what's the next? It's a chess match. And, football's a little different. But, when the whistle sounds, like I'm pretty locked in.
Sure. Yeah, well, I just appreciate you doing that. It's nice to have somebody like under 60 that's still refereeing because we need some younger people.
And Terry would always be like, well, do you watch some of these games? I'm like, yeah. He's like, look at all these old heads out there running around or not running around. And so I get it. There's a shortage and but we're working for the kids. If we're not doing it, the kids aren't playing.
Right.
And so hustle a little bit. Get up and down the field, make it seem like you care. And I'm generalizing, right? But, there's just a lot to be said about, working hard for the kids, working hard for the communities.
Right. Grateful that we have them because we have had some shortages where games have had to be moved and things
absolutely.
Like that. So,
Well, and so they're moving a lot of games from Fridays to Thursdays so that a lot of the crews can do multiple games. But you're burning out officials, too.
You're burning out officials. So, again, that brings up another question. My question is, and I rallied for several teams in the area. I'm like, can you move your game to Thursday?
Yeah.
Because the Packers play, and we have to carry the Packers, obviously. And
Nobody
moved.
Really?
Nobody moved.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you think that the officials would want to do it on Thursday so they can watch the Packers?
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't listen to poor old Phil. Maybe they'll listen to poor old Brandon.
Well, I don't know. I can do the rallying.
Okay.
Guy.
All right.
So
anything else that
you ready for the fair?
Oh, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure. It's going to be a good weekend for us.
It's going to be beautiful. Mm-hmm. Is there anything? What do you remember most about the fair?
I remember, like that first time when you can be away from your parents and have a little bit of freedom, Because when I first went, you'd walk around with your parents, but that first chance to go out with your friends and, maybe pick a duck for a cute girl, or something. Yeah.
So it was all you can drink milk. Do you remember for a quarter? Quarter?
Oh, I don't
all you
remember
can drink
that.
milk.
Really?
And I'm telling you, we abused that. And it didn't match well with the Gravitron in the zipper.
I had a bad experience with the Tilt-A-Whirl. Especially if you got some fool that's in there with you that wants to spin the card, It's like double spin.
What is it about? It's like that point of demarcation is 38, right? I think once you hit 38, anything like spinning and it's miserable.
Right.
Miserable.
Yeah.
We were on the swings the other weekend and I look over at Anna and it's can't do it.
No, I know. I can't watch a merry-go-round standing on the ground, watch a merry-go-round. I'm like,
Actually, you're making my stomach churn.
Gotta
right
go. Yeah. 10 hot dogs, and then you can't swing now.
In my younger day.
In your younger day. All right. So you're going to win Anna a teddy bear at the fair?
I'm going to try my hardest.
There you go. Spend $50, and see what you can do it.
There's a song about that.
Yeah, I think there is. Well, I appreciate you coming in. And
it's always fun.
Playing backup, man. It's good to see you again.
So is Hank going to pop out somewhere and have like a rattlesnake this time that he wants us to eat?
Ooh, yeah, exactly. What was it last time? It was a
cricket.
Bad cricket.
I'm telling you guys, we didn't do it justice playing that back. That cricket was probably an inch long, and
it tasted like what I think a cricket probably tastes like. There was no nacho cheese in there, whatever it was supposed
nacho
to be.
Bacon.
Nacho bacon.
That was the biggest lie.
And then I said to him after, I was like, "Well, what did you taste it?" Well, I didn't try them. Well, jeepers.
So who was he just waiting for me to come in?
Yeah, I think he was
because he knew I'd do it.
He knew that the next victim he didn't want to do it, so he was going to pawn it off on you. Oh well. Hank,
thank you.
Hank. Yeah, thanks for coming in, man. Safe travels to you.
Yeah, thanks.
Good luck.
Until next time.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I'll bring Violet.
Okay, next time. Appreciate that. Brandon Ewing joining us here as a guest, fill in on WRCO's Roundup.